We all stand for the pledge, please.
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Nikki Bender.
Here.
Kathy Altonson.
Here.
Mickey Martin, absent. Joy Sellers, absent. Patrick Sellers.
I'm here.
We have a quorum.
All right. The first order of business is the approval of minutes of the September 19th, 2016 Town Board regular meeting. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion by
I will
Bender,
see
second by Alderson.
that I fixed the date on the adjournment as to say October 3rd instead of October 6th. And
Then
the
the one on the bottom.
that's on during at the adjournment. Yeah. And they Cindy pointed out I should have 12,513.90 instead of 73.90. So I fixed that. Those two will be corrected.
Okay. Got all a chance to view the minutes. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All righty. The next order of business is the approval of bills payable. And motion and a second, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderson, second by Bender. Please take a look at bills payable.
Have you always had, Ms. Assessor, have
Yes.
you always had Randwell?
That's the MLS, they changed their name. It
Oh,
used
did
to be
they?
something, I can't remember prior to that.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
just, it's the multiple listing service.
Yeah.
All right. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bender.
Aye.
Altonson.
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion
Oh,
passed.
excuse me. You should say
No,
that.
thank you. Welcome. The next order of business is a discussion on salaries for elected officials. I need a motion and a second in order to have discussion.
So moved.
Who
Second.
said that? Altonson?
Alderson, second by Bender. Okay. So we open up for discussion. This is my first time doing this, so I really don't know. How do we go from here?
Have
Anyone?
you come with,
Numbers?
you guys come with numbers or?
Well, we can present to you what we were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And Patrick, you've got the spreadsheet, and I'm
Yep.
sorry, but I forgot to bring mine.
Is this something we should be doing, Michael, over there now?
Sure.
Yeah, it's open there.
Yeah.
This is open. This is
Right.
not for any individual person.
Oh, okay.
This
Should
is,
I make copies of this?
That would be good,
I think I'm.
yeah.
Give me one
And I
second.
apologize, I didn't bring
That's
that.
okay. Please forgive my notes on here.
What
'Cause-
we looked to do was
My
we
notes are
went
terrible.
back to see what transpired since he took office back in 13, and looked at what the COLAs were, and kind of came up with a proposal, because there was increases each year, and then ours was frozen, so we didn't get any changes for those 4 years. And kind of it came into it's a very slight change, so that's pretty much what we were looking to do. That's-
He can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. As soon as Patrick gets them.
Sorry.
I know,
One second.
I just, yeah.
Just holler at her.
Just, yeah, throw something at me, that's okay.
Yo.
as a brief discussion, a brief explanation for our people watching at home. Once every 4 years, at least 180 days prior to the beginning of the new term of office, the town board, the city council, most governmental bodies are required by statute to discuss and set the salary of compensation for the officials who will be elected at the April 4th, 2017 election. So before you know who's going to win, they're required at least 180 days prior to the beginning of the term of office, not the election day. So a lot of units of government are doing this right now. City Council will be discussing this tonight too. It's a very long spreadsheet they have.
I didn't go see what they might have done. We've looked at it before. But as far as what we proposed was basically utilizing the COLAs from the previous years and then trying to incorporate a change. The one thing I suggested, instead of us being held to one salary for 4 years, and this is how the city has functioned, this is how we have functioned. The last term when the salaries were established, one salary for 4 years, that hasn't been done, and I think, Nikki, you can reference to this. We hadn't done that, and I can't tell you how long, which always meant we were playing catch-up. So when when things were good and people were getting raises, and we were looking at, we could have looked at a 12% salary increase. So I suggested with Patrick, I said that the Township Officials of Illinois has an actual template, and they show you a salary per year instead of a lump sum.
Well, I thought you had to do it once every 4 years, and that stays it for 4 years. That's not the rule?
No, you don't have to set it up where there is, let's say you get $40,000 a year, and that's your salary for 4 years. You can do an incremental with a slight increase, however it is that increase was going to be. But we would do, when we didn't take a 4-year and do an increment, we found we were so far behind on what the salaries, and Nikki, I'm sure if you can remember, some of those were some hefty, and it was a little hard to explain to the public why all of a sudden you're getting a bump like this.
Yeah.
So I suggested that we put the increment, whatever you guys decide that to be, back in, so that there isn't any jumps. But the actual changes this time, it's not a big jump.
Did you get it, Patrick?
No.
He's trying to get.
I could probably help him too.
Copy machines.
He probably just started here.
Yeah.
Machines are our friends.
He's
Machines
new.
are your friends. He really doesn't use it much. The rest of us, all the time.
11 by 14 paper?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
got
looking
that. Don't you pick that drawer?
Should do an automatic. He's got it in the auto feed, doesn't he, made it?
Gonna be a long meeting.
It's not
Excuse me,
trying
long
to
meeting.
do the right size.
I thought
Can you shrink it, made it?
but they seem
Well,
to be
that's part of the
somebody it won't be.
problem.
We have 2 executive sessions, so.
I do. 2 executive sessions tonight.
2?
2.
Mm. Makes for a long meeting.
Just so you know,
Oh, what?
you do have court call tomorrow morning.
Where?
Is this it good enough to read, or do you need it long enough?
Files have to
No,
be-
that's good enough to read. That's fine.
Oh, Obi-Wan.
However it's done.
Son of a gun, I do.
Yeah.
Only have one face.
That's it. That's the way it was set up.
9?
Yes,
Okay.
alias summons.
My dog's coming to court tomorrow.
You're kidding.
You better make sure he goes potty before you leave him in the office.
True.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's a
He
9
can't,
o'clock.
he can't get it
Yes.
to go through. You have your office key, and then bring mine up, and I'll go do it in ours.
Yeah.
We'll be back on the 17th, okay?
Well, yeah. It should be in the file.
Well, I can put it to the watching, it'll do the long paper,
Okay,
right?
yeah, that's fine. Okay.
So go on with the rest of the meeting then? Come back to that.
Yeah, that's fine. You wanna do the supervisor report?
Sure. We'll skip to the supervisor report. I'm going to hand out our 5th distribution.
Gracias, señor.
De nada. So this is our 5th distribution.
We're about 56,000 short, a
Mhm.
little bit more.
Mhm.
You mean short from last year's
No,
amount?
what, I'm looking at current year taxes due.
Mhm.
Looks like it was $956,075.
Mhm.
Where did you see that?
First
First
column.
one.
Oh, here,
Okay.
okay.
And then it looks like they paid out $899,771. So you're
Okay.
roughly, if you took the $899 and rounded it to 900, you're just a little bit over 56,000 yet to get.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, I see, that's what's due us,
Hopefully.
okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'd like to see that, but, you know, wishful thinking, I guess.
Not much from me for the supervisor report. Should we move on forward for the assessor's
Yeah.
report?
Right, mine's even
Okay.
probably less. We're
Okay.
just continuing on doing our number crunching and getting our values established, and the end is getting near. It's the end of October, and we're hoping to have the books closed and done. So
Okay.
it'll be a busy year.
So you think the books will be closed the end of this month?
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't have a lot of choice. They need to be done by the end of the month. If I could delay it even longer, it'd probably be beneficial, but, you know.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Thank
Okay.
you.
What do we keep on forward to trustees report, Mike?
Sure.
Okay, next order of business is trustees report. Anything from the trustees?
I don't have anything. No, I don't.
Okay.
Public comment?
Any public comments?
She's making copies.
Yeah, public comments, okay. Any other business coming for the town? Okay, no. So,
All right.
So we're just going back to the discussion on salaries for elected officials.
yes.
Which would be the trustees, the assessor, and the supervisor.
Right. And at this point, the only thing that I had was what the city had done previously.
And the clerk, Michael.
Oh, and the clerk, I apologize, yes.
And that was, I'm not sure which one she's giving you first.
I just did
That spreadsheet that's on the top spreadsheet was basically
Thank you.
me gathering
Do you have it for me?
information from the city as
Both
far
of
as
these?
what their salaries
Sure.
were. You're gonna see percent of increase that they gave themselves, I shouldn't say that. The percent of increase, yeah, my brain here. I'm looking at this one and I'm not sure, I'm like in a column, it says 6%, 6%. Those are what were done apparently in 13.
Oh,
Okay, so what I wanted you to see too, there's been no increase for city aldermen since 1989. And based on the information that I had, they roughly get $105.56 per meeting. And the trustees, you guys, with 25 meetings, and that includes the annual town meeting, you're making $118.40. Without that annual meeting, you're getting paid $123.33 per meeting. That's the information that I threw out to Patrick for you guys to look at, for you to make the call. Again, the city's getting $105.56, and you guys roughly are getting, well, you're making more. You're getting $118.40 based on what was done back in 2012.
The aldermen are only making $105 a meeting?
That's, and I did 36 meetings per year. So that's 3 per month because of their
Cow meeting.
Their cow meeting or committee of whole. So that's what I did. I backed into it. The numbers I received that are up above come from Linda Boss. That's where I pulled the
There's
numbers.
been no increase in the city aldermen since '89?
No, and she specifically put that out there for me. She said they have not had an increase since 1989.
God, I thought I
So.
knew more money than that up there.
Anyway, that was theirs. So that kind of gives you guys an idea of where you are versus where they are. The second sheet was basically Patrick and I taking the COLAs for the past 4 years, for 13, 14, 15, and 16, breaking it down. And you're going to see the changes, 0.02%, yes, in 17, 18. In 18, 19, it's 0.005. In 1920, 0.005, and in 2021, 0.005. So you're going to see that the changes are ever so slight. You're also going to see that on my line, the salary does not change until January 1 of 2018.
And you say 0.005, I see 1.005. Does that make a difference?
Well, your percentage is it's a 0.5%. 0.005 is a 0.5%.
Then why is the 1 in there, to confuse me?
Always. No. That's a mathematical. You'd be looking at 1 plus a 0.5%. Okay, 1.005. So mathematically, that is how it would read. You're getting just that much over 1%.
Okay.
I should say 1. That's probably not correct verbiage either. It's just a 0.5%, Barb. If I were to just put 0.005, it'd still throw you.
One
So-
half
No,
of 1%.
Thank you. However, yeah. Okay. So there's the numbers. You'd roughly see the salary changes each year. And that, to me, however the board here decides to change them, not change them, I'm still a believer that an increment of some form every year stops that influx of all of a sudden feeling a heavy hit because we didn't do anything for 4 years prior. Now, mind you that the COLAs those previous years has not been much, but it's just nice to keep it moving instead of stagnant. That's just our thoughts. So that's what you're looking at.
Any thoughts, trustees?
What do you think? I'd have to study this. And whether that's the way to go or not.
For a year or for...
Yeah. Or just a flat salary.
Okay.
Well, as you can see, the city, they did it incrementally every year. And that's, I'm presuming they're probably going to do that again. I can't speak to
Well,
that.
the mayor didn't.
Yeah, you look at them. On that sheet, every year there was a change. Every year.
Yeah, there was an increase.
Yes, for the treasurer, for the clerk, the aldermen were the only ones that were
city.
stagnant. The
Yep.
mayor, treasurer, and the clerk all got an increase each year. And again, I got these numbers I received from the treasurer, so, that's what they did in 2012 for the next term, for 13 and 14. So if you wanted any different format or clearer or whatever, we can we can do that for you for the next meeting. And hopefully everybody will be here too at the next meeting. So
Right.
if you want it to be done in a different format, just, let us know, and we can set it up so that way you can see it.
So you're saying everybody on the township,
Those were the
Wow.
changes that we did between 2012
Yeah.
and 13. The
but you're
trustees got,
saying it would go to, you're getting an increase every month?
no.
No.
Every year,
Every year.
excuse me, every year.
Right, 0.5%, correct. The first year was 2% to make up the difference, and then we just broke out the difference into 0.5% for the next 3 years, until the end of this next term. And however, like I said, you guys, you can look at yours, the clerk, the previous administration gave that position a 44% bump, gave the trustees a 64% bump, and then the salaries for myself and the supervisor had a 6%. So, and now we're looking at 0.5% and a 2% the first year. So.
Okay.
So, and then you guys, for
Something to think about.
the trustees, I would presume then you can make the decision. It was, I can't even recall exactly how it was done. This time, you receive a flat dollar amount and then a per diem for every meeting attended. Am I correct on that? Is that, I think that's the way it is. So that's why you're seeing, your dollar amounts in there. So roughly that's what you'd make for 24 meetings.
So the trustees get $2,000 a year plus $960 if they attend all the meetings. Is that
Correct.
what you're saying? Okay.
Correct.
So they get $2,960 a month,
A year,
a year.
correct.
That's about what we're getting
No,
right
no,
now,
no.
isn't it?
That
That's,
is what you're getting.
We're getting right now.
Correct,
Yeah.
right. Yep. So,
yeah, it's not going through.
so, in the next format, I can show it to you without looking at the everybody else's and just look at ours. And the question, I guess, is, do you want to make changes to your salaries and to the clerk's salaries to mirror the adjustments that we proposed for supervisor and the assessor's office? Or are you looking to make no change, or do you want me to do it and then you guys can make the call? I think we want to pass this the first meeting in November.
First meeting in November, yeah.
So we need to have a good, thorough discussion at the next meeting for sure.
Mhm.
And I think you need to be ready to explain, it's election year. So I think you need to be ready to explain to the public who are out there looking for jobs and the economy, what it is in Freeport, why you think that you deserve these raises.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Any more discussion? Okay. So I guess the next order of business is adjournment till Monday, October 17, 2016.
So moved.
Motion by Bender, second by Augustine. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.